everyone. Welcome to Shawnee Mountain. This is my assistant Millie, and my name is Robin Manfredi. I'm the children's director. And Millie and I are going to show you how to put on boots and how to get fitted correctly for a pair of ski boots. Have a seat, Millie. For when you visit, you are going to have to wear a mask when you go into the buildings, either the children's program, ski school, the lodges, or rentals. But for clarity, I'm going to take my mask off so you can understand me. But remember, bring your mask when you come to Shawnee Mountain. All right, Mills, you can leave your mask on so I don't offend you. All right, so let's see what kind of socks you have on today. That's very, very important because the socks, oh, you've got good ski socks on. So the socks should fit. No, don't borrow anybody's socks. Make sure you have good fitting socks. Make sure they're a smooth material and make sure they come all the way up the leg towards the knee. So those are good socks. And these are Millie's boots. We're gonna say, what size shoe do you wear, Millie?
I wear a size 6.
Okay, so she wears a street shoe size 6. So we're gonna start there with boot fitting. For anybody who is smaller than Mills, how old are you, Millie?
I am 8 turning 9.
8 turning 9. So for anybody under 7 years of age, we ask that you use a ruler and ask the child to stand on the ruler. Stand up, Mills. Put your foot on the ruler, okay? And slide it all the way back. There you go. So we're going to tell the attendant what size foot in inches, and that helps us find the right size boot. But that's for children under 7. So Mills has a shoe size 6. Have a seat, Millie. We're going to go with a boot that's 6 and try this first. Now, when you're putting on the boot, make sure the boots are unbuckled. They're going to be a stiff boot, and that's okay. We want the boot to fit snug and a little bit tight so it doesn't inhibit her performance. So Millie, I'm going to ask you to stand up. We're going to put your right boot on. We can tell it's the right boot because the buckles are on the outside of the boot. So you have to make sure you put the boots on the correct feet. Number 1. All right. So Mills, slide your foot down into the boot. Push, push, push. I'm pulling the tongue of the boot out so Millie can get her foot in. And are you all the way in? Your foot hitting the bottom? Okay, good. Have a seat, Mills. All right. So Mills is going to tap her foot. Good girl. Okay, perfect. Now, we're going to put the other boot on. So let me come over here. Let's pull your pants up. Make sure they're unbuckled. Millie's going to stand up so she has leverage to get her toe down into the boot. Are you all the way in? Okay, you can sit down. Tap your foot. Perfect. Stand up in your boots. Flex your knees as if you're skiing. So there you go. Now that puts her foot positioned correctly in the boot. Everything feels so good so far? Mm-hmm. Okay, have a seat. Now, we're going to fit the boot and buckle the boot and make sure everything's buckled nicely. So we start at the bottom and we work our way up. Now I'm not doing it super tight because I don't want to block her circulation in her foot. If I take away the circulation in the foot, her feet will get cold and she will start to be uncomfortable and then you'll quit. Do you want to quit skiing? No. And I'm going to check her out too once she's standing up. All right, feel the good so far? All right, let's do the other side. Okay, I'm starting at the bottom first and working my way up. Stand up in your boots. All right, flex. All right, so now we're at the point where if I see Millie walk, I can tell if you're off balance or if the boot's too big by the way she walks. Can you take a walk for me a little bit, Millie?
Yeah.
Right, straight ahead. Beautiful, turn around and walk back. Okay, so Millie is walking heel to toe. If the boots were too big, Millie would walk with your toes out, okay? So, but you can walk from heel to toe with your boot fits. Have a seat. Okay, so Millie is all set. Does everything feel okay?
Yeah.
Do the boots feel the same in both? Do they feel snug, Mills?
Yeah.
Okay, snug but not too tight. We want the boot snug. but not too tight where it's uncomfortable. If the boot is snug and Mills goes to move the boot in the ski, it will engage the ski and her performance will be much better than if the boot is too big. If the boot's too big, she won't get the same performance. All right, let's fix you. Stand up. Fix you up. Put your pants down over the boot so the snow doesn't go down into the tongue of the boot or the boot. And you're ready to rock and roll on the slopes. We've got a couple things more. We have to put Millie in a helmet, and we're gonna, it's trial and error. We're gonna try and get this helmet over all this hair. And then you want it so the brow moves a little bit, and then we're gonna move her beautiful hair and clip the clip. Now, the chin strap should be snug, but not too tight that it's uncomfortable. And the helmet needs to be snug, but not too tight that it gives her a headache. And she's ready to go. She's got layers on. Her outer layer, if it were cold, would be a coat. And she would need a pair of goggles if you go out skiing and it's snowing or cold and windy. Then you want a pair of goggles to go with you. These you would have to purchase. They're very intimate. They fit over your whole face like this. Okay? And we want them to own these goggles. You cannot rent goggles. The next thing you want this year is a Neckie. This comes up over the face. She has a mask on, but if you want to ski outside and you need something to cover your nose and mouth for COVID, this is called a Neckie or a turtle. And it's great for blocking the wind and keeping you warm. And then the other things you need to wear gloves. Now there are spring gloves that are lighter, or mittens. Now for children under the age of 7, I recommend mittens because they fit so much better and the kids can keep them on. But Millie, I'm sure, would ski in gloves and be perfectly okay. But do not go out without gloves on. It's almost time for Millie to go out and hit the slopes. We're going to issue her her skis. Her bindings, the technician would adjust to fit the size of her boot. And once they've done that, then we want the skis to hit Millie right here below her chin. Kind of right here on the chest, right at the zipper ends is a good spot. And that's good for a first-time skier, beginner skier, or a skier who hasn't skied but a couple times a year. This is perfect. All right, so once you got your gloves on, you are ready to rock and roll, and we'll see you on the slopes. Thanks everyone. Hope to see you this winter. I know it's going to be a difficult winter for some of us, but we're going to go out there and have some winter fun, have a lot of time on the slopes, skiing, snowboarding, or tubing. We got something for everyone. Hope to see you this winter. Stay safe.